Hello everyone. You have already got to the fourth part. Who has not seen the last one? Then the link is in the pinned comment, be sure to look. Enjoy your viewing. Domestication of animals? Number 1? Perhaps this is a series of tasks. Looking at the text, I thought. A side quest has been launched. Pets. Task. Capture the cubs of the boar and make them livestock. Reward. A small treasure chest and a cookbook. Are you accepting the quest? Of course I accept. Xiong, take Dada and bring these piglets here. Good king. It will be done. And remember, I need them safe and sound. Be careful not to harm them. You have accepted the side quest Animal Domestication 1. Dada grabbed Xiong by the hand and rushed to carry out the order with shouts. You won't have time to blink an eye as we will be back. Looking at all this, I let out a relieved sigh. Well, before these two come back, we need to build a pigsty. Approaching the rest of the group, who were finishing dinner, I said. When you're done eating, come to me, I'll teach you something else. Of course the boss. Good. The sun was already setting below the horizon when the guys dragged piles of sticks to the place I indicated. Why did the king ask us to collect so many branches? Stop talking nonsense. How should I know? Approaching the place where the other guys were already sitting, they were surprised. Oh, are you back already? What are you doing? The former leader asked. The king said it was called a straw rope. Much stronger than a vine. You need to smooth out the straw in this way and then weave a rope and that's it, you're done. Ah, I didn't understand anything. Noticing that the firewood had arrived, I said. Shigu, don't stand there, bring everything here. Let's go. With a fair swing, I drove a flat wooden stick into the ground. And then another and another. Thus forming holes for the sticks brought by the guys. Come here. Take a branch that looks like mine and a rope. I started making the construction. Everyone must make at least 5 such wooden structures. Then, insert the assembled structure into the place I prepared. And then, tie them together with a rope. The connected sticks form a cage, and everything is ready. And then it remains only to carefully distribute the straw outside. System alert. A simple pigsty is built. It turned out well. Wow. Everyone present shouted. How cool. I didn't even have time to look back as everyone ran to the building. And then, pushing and almost fighting for a place, everyone climbed into the pigsty. I came first. Don't push it out. It was built by the king so that we could live here together. I want to have a baby with him. You're a man. Looking at all this, I had no choice. Fasipum. The pigsty was not built for you. The king. Meanwhile, Xiong and Dada came. The king. We brought piglets. There are 8 piglets in total. All of them were brought. Not bad. Now put these cuties in a pigsty. As soon as I said that, one of the aborigines jumped at my feet. Nuo. The king. How can you give such a good lair to these pigs? And then, the second one hugged me from behind. Yes. We will finally be able to hide from the wind and sun in this nest. We all want to live there. We want a house too. Unable to stand the strain, I threw them away. Idiots. Ugh, how disgusting. If you want to live in a pigsty so much, then I don't care, but after we build a more comfortable wooden house, there won't be room for you there. They seem surprised. Really? Better than this nest? Then I don't want to live here. Let him live here. After that, the huge guy pointed at the smaller aborigine. No. I don't want to either. Let the pigs live there. He said, almost shaking with fear. All right, Xiong, take the piglets to the pigsty. Good, he said, and immediately carried out the order. Suddenly, a hunter in a wolf hat came up to me. King, aren't these pigs our food? Why should we care about them? Everything is simple. I answered calmly. Wouldn't you be happy if we could eat a lot of meat without going hunting? Would be? He answered with confidence. Only by raising them and giving them the opportunity to give birth to a lot of piglets, we will be able to live a good life. It doesn't matter if you don't understand something, just keep learning. Attention. System alert. The quest has been completed. Domestication of Animals 1. Reward. A small treasure chest. Culinary Kriga. A pigsty has been created. Technology points +1. Physical form. 2. Power. 3. Dexterity. 2. Authority. 0. Technology. 12. Ownership. No. System. Open the reward. A small box opened, almost without a sound. You got a bag of salt from a small treasure chest. You have learned how to cook. Fried eggplant, fried peanuts, fried eggs, fried lamb, fried shellfish. A huge panel with dishes appeared in front of my face. Salt and recipes. Do I need to become a cook before science and technology begin to develop? Then another window popped up. Cooking according to recipes can unlock special rewards. And later I will pay attention to collecting a variety of ingredients and spices. Night came. Almost everyone was asleep. Only Xiong and I were sitting by the fire. Looking at this small but clever guy, I said. Xiong, you were injured during the day, and at night you had to be on duty for everyone. Thank you for today. The guy was sitting with his head down. Yesterday the king was caught because of me. And then he almost died. So I'm happy to help. It is clear that he was sorry. Hugging him in a friendly way, I said. Don't worry, I'm not the type to take revenge. And then he laughed. He also cheered up. Haha. Speaking of which, Xiong, I want to ask you something. And if there are tribes like ours here? Yes, I have. He answered and then paused, as if afraid. Only they're not friendly. And they don't look like us. They? Okay, tell me who they are, how many of them, and where they live. Sure. I know that 3 tribes live nearby. These are the tribes of the Coconut Grove, the Sea Bay and the Giant Rock. Although I said that they live not far from here, but in fact the distance is decent. To meet them, you need to go at least a day. 3 tribes, right? You can tell us about them separately and in detail. Yes, my king. The Coconut Grove tribe is closest to us. They live in the east, just a couple of dozen minutes walk south from the herd of black bulls. There are about 30 or 40 of them. They do not like to fight, they can travel long distances, and their leader is a woman who is not easy to contact. Next, the tribe of the Gulf of the Sea. There are also 30 or 40 people there, and they live in the south by the sea. They always look intimidating and constantly kill each other. The Giant Rock tribe is the most powerful tribe and has the largest number of people. They usually live in the mountains in the southwest, but sometimes they all come down from the mountains together. They say their leader has gained supernatural strength and can kill a tiger with his bare hands. It's better not to mess with him. I thought about it. If the information is correct, then the Coconut Grove tribe is most suitable for the first purpose. Relying on the fact that they are bizarre cannot be rude. We need to find a way to defeat them peacefully. What? Why is it so cold? The king, you are still awake. Suddenly there was a shout behind me. Do you want to do something interesting with me? No. I replied, making such a weird face as soon as I could. Nai. Meow. King, look, do I look like a cat? My face involuntarily tightened. Haha. Very similar. On the saber-toothed tiger. Well done. Reaching out with my hand to Xiong, who pretended not to see anything, I grabbed him and shouted as I ran away. Xiong wants to go to the toilet. I'm going with him. A few hours later, dawn broke. We sat down on a branch of one of the trees and waited. King. Xiong whispered. They came. Indeed, looking at the shore, I noticed 2 creatures. They were furiously chasing the bird. I'll kill you. One of them shouted. System notification. The dodo bird. Class. Birds. Squad. Pigeon-like. The name of the dodo. Specifications. Poor quality of meat. High egg production. While I was reading the system notification, the creature caught up with the dodo. I got you. Looking at all this, I turned to myself. We've been lying in wait all night. And finally they revealed themselves. Are they the tribe of the Sea Bay? 2 men with strange skins stood contentedly with the loot in their hands. When suddenly, one of them shouted, pointing a sword at the other. Give it to me or I'll kill you. The second one hissed shrilly at the offender. SHHH. Get out. A fight broke out. These guys have well-developed limbs and a very simple brain. Judging by what you said earlier, there are about 30 of them. If we can attach them to ourselves, then the number of people in our tribe increases, and we will also be able to capture the dodo. But the king? Xiong said excitedly. Our people are half as many. We won't be able to fight them. This is really a problem. I agreed. However, if the weapon is advanced enough, then we can. In my head, I was thinking about a plan. First of all, it is necessary to get rid of the herd of black bulls. And then use new resources to create more powerful weapons and equipment. I looked at Xiong. We're going back. We still have a lot to do. Yes. He replied. A couple of hours later we returned to the settlement. The fire had already gone out there, and the guys were kind of dim. However, when they saw us, they cried out. The king is back. The king, whimper, is back. Almost crying, they rushed to me. We have been looking for you for so long and already thought that you had abandoned us. It's good that you're back. I'm sorry, I made you worry. We need to do something else. Shigu, practice fighting with spears. I commanded. And he, like a brave soldier, stood at attention and answered. Yes, the king. Turning also to the guy in the wolf hat, I said. You're in charge of throwing spears. You only have one day to improve their skills. No problem, he said. Hey, guys, there's not much time, try your best. Suddenly I was approached. King. Dada was standing there, holding a huge sheet in her hands. Such leaves are most convenient to use when you walk around the big. Yes, I know. I said, looking at her. Thank you for your kindness, and now I want you to gather all the women. I need help. Now I need help with a wooden implement. First, find the stones, I will teach you how to make a stone axe. Understand? I understood the king. She shouted. I'll call everyone right away. After a while. King, look. I noticed Dada, who was carrying a rather large stone in her hand. How do you like this stone? Very good. Just right for turning. To begin with, place a rectangular stone on the grindstone and rub it. Make sure that the tip is like mine. Then tie it to a stick using a rope. So we made a stone axe. Wow. Everyone exclaimed. The king is magnificent. King, you are my god. System notification. You have successfully invented the technique of sharpening stone tools. Technology glasses. 1. Looking at this, I almost burned with anger. 10 points for the extraction of fire and only 1 for the grinding of stone tools? Nonsense. Okay, there's nothing to do. Follow my instructions. As soon as you do, bring it to me for verification. I had no time to move away from the place when Dada called out to me. King, look, I've done it. Look. Wow. I was genuinely surprised. An axe with 2 blades? You seem very talented. Grinning, she said. I remember that the king's magic axe looks the same. So I tried to make it. Suddenly the system menu popped up in front of me. A. System notification. You have fulfilled the conditions. Condition number 1. From Paleolithic to Neolithic. Check mark. Condition 2. Identify new talents among subordinates. Check mark. A hidden ability has been activated. Identification of talent. A hidden ability? Now, looking at Dad, I saw a small window in which it was written. Creating tools. It seems that the talent detection system allows me to find out what each person's success is. Creating tools should be Dada's talent. Why is the king staring at me? Cough cough. I cleared my throat. Make a stone axe according to the standard, I said. Today we have to make as many weapons as possible. Yes. The girls exclaimed. So another day passed. And at sunset, the 30th spear is ready. More than half was done by you. Dada, you're a great fellow. Handing me another spear, she asked. King, are the new ones better than the previous ones? Yes. You really have a talent. Suddenly I noticed the consequences of hard work. Hey, your hands. You've been sharpening spears and stones all day. Thank you, Dada. Oh, it's okay. As long as I can help the king, I'm ready to work hard. Suddenly, out of nowhere, other girls appeared. The king. Others are also injured. Don't you feel sorry for us? Blushing a little, I looked away. It's a pity. Thank you all. King, blow on your hands. Having thought over another escape plan. I exclaimed. 50 guns will be enough for us. Have a rest. I'm going to check the results of the guys' training. After that, I rushed towards the training place. Huh. They scared me. Suddenly, a scream was heard. Get ready. Let go. And. The next moment, a huge log was rushing at me, tied up on a rope. Damn. Dodging, I almost had my soul in my heels. Is that a moving target? And they're having a great time. Lan Guchu and Yuangshi won. Next group, get ready. I called the instructor to me. Ah, the king. You've come. It looks good. Shall we talk about today's results? Of course, the king. Today, everyone has achieved great success, they can already hit a moving target. Looking at the guy in the wolf hat, I noticed an icon. Owns throwing. Grinning, I continued to listen. Although Hai Zhujiao is strong, he does not throw very accurately. It was only when he teamed up with Shigu that he was able to show his talents. Although Luton does not like to talk, but he is the most diligent. He is also the very first to master the skills. The most amazing thing is that Lan Guchu and Yuangshi separately do not represent anything special. But as a team, they alternately throw 4 spears in a short time and hit exactly the target. Each time they managed to get the highest score. After listening to the instructor, I made a conclusion. Very good. It looks like tomorrow we will be able to fight with the black bulls. Are you sure, King? Sure. But just in case, I should take a secret weapon with me. A secret weapon? The instructor asked excitedly. I didn't plan to sleep that night. I still had things to do. I've taken up that very secret weapon. Taking an axe made today in my hand, I began to beat with it on a stone lying not far from the fire. Swing, kick. Huh. I didn't sleep all night, I wanted to finish. A few hours earlier. Secret weapon? Yes. See. It is necessary to select the black tops of the leaves. If you have wounds on your hands, do not touch the juice of the leaves. The system identified them as a natural paralytic. I hope the juice of this thing can paralyze those monsters. I thought, looking at the leaves. The king. I brought the spears. About. It's you, Dada. King, why did you dig a hole in the stone? Oh, it's a stone stupa. Soon you'll find out what it's for. System notification. You have successfully invented a stone mortar. Technology +1 glasses. Call the girls. Use a stone mortar and crush these green leaves, and then smear the juice on the tip of the spear. The king. What should we do? One of the guys asked. We want to help too. To begin with, eat and rest. A big battle awaits us tomorrow. Good king. Great king. I didn't sleep until dawn. And even at dawn, I chewed meat, sprinkling it with salt. Fried meat is much tastier with salt. The king. Everything is ready. Dada exclaimed and threw me a spear. I successfully caught him, and after examining him, I said. The time has come. Women stay at home and protect the children. The rest of you take your weapons and follow me up the mountain. Long live the king. Now it's their turn to be afraid of us. A few hours later. The guys took up a position on the mountain and looked out for the situation. The king went alone as bait, isn't it too dangerous? Shigu calmly replied. The king is too strong. What danger could there be? Look. Xiong, who was sitting on top of the cliff, said. Everyone get ready. There seems to be some movement on the other side of the river. Shigu turned to the girls who went as squires. You must pass the spears in time. Especially from the sight of a gun. Don't let him go unarmed. The king took such a big risk, we can't make a mistake. Shigu stated firmly. 10 minutes ago. As then, I was sitting in the bushes and thinking. According to the latest experience, I will be able to run safely to the mountain. For reliability, it would be best to lure a young bull. Noticing this at the pond, I silently moved through the bushes in his direction. Huh. Just don't trip on the way, otherwise I'm finished. Gathering my thoughts, I threw a stone at the bull. And then he shouted. Hey, catch up with me. You're all shit. Suddenly, 2 more came out from behind the bull. Mew. Flashing red, they rushed at me. 3. Too much. But there's nothing to do. It will be risky. I thought, running as fast as I could towards the guys. Running up to the rock, I yelled. Shigu. Aim for the first bull. Focus on the attack. Everyone get ready. Shigu commanded. Attention. Drop it. All the spears hit exactly on target. The huge bull roared from his wounds. I jumped on a rock, as if I do it every day. A gun raised his spear. I'll hit the target. He said, and threw the spear straight at the bull's neck. He clearly didn't like this injection. And he fell to the ground. However, there were still 2 more. They hit the rock, just like they did then. But this time the stone on which I was hanging cracked. It's a bad thing. I thought when he began to fall away from the rock. But as soon as I felt the taste of free fall, someone's strong grip was felt on my arm. The king. Are you okay? I've got you. It was Shigu. Although I was grateful to him, but now was not the time for pleasantries. Attack them. Don't stop. I ordered. Until they die. Keep attacking. After they help me get in, Shigu commanded. That's it. Aim at the one on the left. King, are you hurt? Dada asked. Don't worry about me. Shigu did not stop commanding. Focus on helping Shig. Looking at it, a new icon appeared. Talent to lead troops. No wonder he commands so well. It seems he was brought up so that he became a commander capable of doing everything on his own. King. They don't look good. Woo. The bulls were clearly exhausted, some were completely immobilized. Wow, I didn't expect the anesthetic to work so quickly. Can't go on a rampage now, huh? Suddenly, Xiao screamed. The king. Other bulls are attacking too. Indeed, they were just crossing the river. Damn, it happened much faster than I expected. Most likely they were attracted by the scream. Don't panic, everything is going according to plan. Let's focus on attacking the three bulls from below, we can't let them escape. As expected, the poison slowed them down. Don't let them escape. Mew. The bulls were moaning and were already trying to crawl away from the battlefield. The paralytic did his job. We threw spear after spear. After all, the guy's training sessions were not in vain. All the spears hit exactly on target. Stop, I commanded. King. Now is not the time for feelings. Shigu stated in a serious voice. If we don't hurry up and finish them off, the other bulls are about to arrive. Looking at the horizon, I saw a herd of bulls crossing the river and was already approaching us. How many copies are left? I asked in a calm voice. With the ones you have in your hands, another 28 pieces. Dada reported. Xiong, how many bulls are approaching us? The scout sitting on the rock shouted. About 20. That's why we stopped. We have a limited number of copies. But if we give up, won't it be a waste of energy? A gun asked. A waste of energy? I took a look at the bulls that were lying almost unconscious. Ha! It's part of the plan. I wasn't originally going to bet such a small number of people against a whole herd of bulls. I said when I saw the silhouette of the biggest bull in the distance. The real war is just beginning. My goal is to kill their boss. As for the remaining bulls, they will scatter as soon as their boss is defeated. To lure the largest one, you need to use a bait. That's why these three must be alive. But you also can't let them escape. However, in the original plan, there should have been one bull as bait. To cope with 2 extra bulls, we have already used up a lot of copies. Suddenly, Xiong, who was sitting on a rock, shouted anxiously. That's it. Look towards the forest. As the king said, this is the boss of the bulls. It's not that huge monster, is it? Indeed, the bull's boss was just huge. 3 times bigger and bigger than an ordinary bull. And if the ordinary wool was brown, this bull king was decorated with black wool. Combined with the red mane, he seemed very intimidating. When he saw us, he took a deep breath and then let out a roar of incredible strength. Heck! The guys shouted. It was incredibly loud. So much so that even the rocks cracked. Careful! Xiong shouted. They are coming. And I noticed how everything became bulls rushed to our rock. Having accelerated, they crashed into it, which created a lot of new cracks. Hitting the mountain? Could they really have gone mad? Shiga asked. Damn. Looks like the boss isn't going to fight us personally. He just commands them from a distance. I said my thoughts out loud. Suddenly there was a distinct crunch. Hey. What a sound. Your mother. The stone wall cracked. Heck. Everyone go back and hide. But it was too late to command. I noticed how Dada was flying down on a huge boulder that broke off from the rock. The decision was made immediately. Yuangshi, let's save her. I shouted. Yes. And the 2 of us slipped down the cliff. And there are other guys behind us. Approaching Dada, I said. Get some rest. We will protect you. The guys who were standing in front of me had already put their spears forward and took a defensive stance. What should we do? Fight them? No sudden movements. Listen to the king's orders. Taking my axe out of the inventory, I calmly left the defense. It turned out it was their trick. Spread out. Various thoughts were spinning in my head. The case is rubbish. Most likely, the leader saw through my trap. I didn't expect him to have such a high intelligence. At the top, Shigu remained in charge. To all who remained. Take up arms. Protect the king. Don't do anything yet. I commanded. Focus on finishing off those who come running first. Suddenly the bulls froze, as if they had received another order. And then 2 of them rushed at us. The right one was taken over by a silent guy who had been training hard all this time. And it is clear that he was good. Almost instantly reacted by jumping out ahead of me, he threw his spear right on target, hitting the bull in the neck. He obviously didn't like it. Then, taking advantage of the moment, I rushed to him and finished him off with my attack. The bull almost fell right on top of me, but my partner picked me up. Meanwhile, a second bull was attacking Guangxi. He tried to throw a spear, but the bull managed to cover himself with his hand, so there was almost no damage. But Guangxi didn't give up. The bull flew straight at him, but when he got close, he was grabbed right by the horns, thereby opening up for the partner of the Guangxi, and received a spear in the neck. Get ready. Shigu commanded. Fire. And 3 more spears flew into the bull. He was smitten. Suddenly, the roar sounded again. All the bulls were looking warily in our direction. A short roar sounded again. And the bulls, looking around, backed away. Did they just get the order to retreat? It seems he decided to fight in person after all. What? Rain? As if by magic, the clouds thickened and a thunderstorm broke out. The Bull King. He was huge. Taking a deep breath, he concentrated the energy in his chest. Damn. Disperse. I commanded. Literally a moment later, the Bull King launched an energy beam in our direction. Your mother. Ricocheting off the rock, the beam went straight into the sky. What was that? A sound wave? The power of the roar? He inspires fear. Everyone lost their fighting spirit. Getting up from the ground, I shouted, I'll distract him on myself. And you hide, Dad. Good king. Everyone upstairs, wait for the signal. I told the guys. I said, pointing my axe at the bull. I'm your opponent. Mew. An enraged bull was rushing straight at me, pointing its huge horns. Taking a fighting stance, I hit his horn with my axe. The earth was cracking from our confrontation. But the collision did not last long. Raising his muzzle, the bull threw me back a few meters. And then swinging both front paws, he prepared to hit the ground. I decided to retreat to the rock. Noticing there a gap left by the sonic boom, I firmly decided. There. Starting to climb the gap, the bull still caught up with me. Hitting his head on a rock, he raised a huge cloud of dust. The king. My subjects cried out. But suddenly, the bull retreated. What's happening? Deciding that it was all over with me, the bull aimed at my subjects. Don't back down. But after all, we can only pierce his corns. The bull was about to sweep away my guys when suddenly he received a significant blow. It was the blow of my axe. Thank you, fat man. Thanks to you, the gorge appeared. This allowed me to hide there at a critical moment. At the same time, I was thinking the following in my head. Despite this, I still got seriously injured. Shigu. I commanded. Follow my orders. Kill him. Yes. Attack. The guys rushed into battle. They jumped on him in a crowd. But it seemed that this monster could not be stopped. One of the guys ran into the creature's horn and hung on his muzzle. The king. He shouted. I'm here. Jumping up, hit him in the face and freed a friend. The bull was clearly enraged. He used his beam again and hit the ground under him with it. Taking advantage of the moment, I slashed the creature right on the shoulder. The wound was quite deep. Shigu. Now. Aim for the wound. He shouted. Shoot. In the same second, 3 spears flew at the boss. Right on target. The damage was great. The creature staggered and then fell to the ground with a crash like thunder. Did we win? We won. The guys from the cliff shouted. Glory to the king. Approaching the creature, I involuntarily thought. Something's wrong. What are the other bulls waiting for? Why don't they run away? Suddenly, I felt a breath behind me. He was alive. And he went berserk. Heck. After being hit, I was thrown several meters away. As well as my comrades. With unprecedented fury, the bull looked down on us. Mew. He roared. Sending another wave of sound into us. Fortunately, I was conscious. Fuck. I was careless. I stood and waited for the next action from the boss. Suddenly, he took out one of the spears from the wound and threw it at me with unimaginable speed. I saw it coming. Is this the end? No. Am I, Chen Li, going to die here? But at that second, time seemed to slow down, and I managed to notice the silhouette of a muscular girl who ran out in front of me. She took the brunt of it. I stood stunned. Dada. It was her. Memories came flooding back to me. We managed to become friends over these few days. I was overcome by such anger, which had never been before. The thing that killed her was standing in front of me. Damn. I shouted. Fight me. System notification. Warning. The appearance of an unstoppable force. Warning. Warning. But I didn't care. I didn't notice, but my hands seemed to be wrapped in some symbols. They radiated light and were filled with power. Die. And then I swung my axe, from which a wave of strange energy appeared that cut the monster in half like butter. It seemed even he did not expect this from the one who scratched him.